How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today's topic of discussion is going to be lost focus. Lost focus. Now, when I'm thinking about this topic for the video today, I'm thinking about you're moseying along. You're accomplishing your short-term goals. You're knocking one down after the other. And you know what happens once you start knocking down those short-term goals, that long-term goal is in sight. Before you know it, you'll get that long-term goal. But sometimes, before we can get to that long-term goal, or maybe even reach some of those short-term goals, you stop pursuing. You stop pursuing whatever you're doing. Before you know it, you're way out here in left field. Is it because what you were pursuing, you lost interest in? Was it because what you were pursuing, maybe it didn't really, plan out like how you thought that it was going to be? So you changed gears? That's fine. That's fine. That's the reason why we talk in my other videos when we talk about readjusting your goals. Maybe it's something that you would like to do better. That's all fine and good, but that's not really what I'm talking about when I'm talking about lost focus. What I'm talking about, when I'm referring to you losing sight or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish or do, I'm talking about you losing sight and you actually don't even notice that you lost sight because you're wrapped up in something else. Now keep in mind, I do understand unforeseen circumstances and consequences is something that we're all gonna go through, where things just arise and they take priority over, what you're doing. That's just how life works. So I understand that. I'm not talking about those circumstances. I'm talking about the circumstances that you really don't have any stake in. You don't have any need to be a part of, or be a part of as much as you should, or be a part of as much as you are. That's the reason why I do those videos on, knowing how to stay in your lane, letting others mind their own business. You can still practice empathy and sympathy, all of that. But it's all about knowing where you end and others begin. Sometimes when others are the reason why you're distracted behind something, you're the reason behind that. The reason why you're the reason behind that, they wouldn't be able to have you distracted if you didn't let them. Now, granted, sometimes there are some situations that catch you by surprise. You're all wrapped up in them, and before you know it, it's like, whoa, I forgot all about what I was supposed to be doing. I'm all wrapped up in, what's going on with you. That's the reason why I've done plenty of videos, leading up to this, talking about, like I said, making sure that you're taking care of the things that need to be taken care of off in your circle, knowing how to, listen and just let people's problems be a part of their problems. And, if you are trying to offer, words of encouragement, which, that's something that, all of us do because it's a part of empathy. It's a part of sympathy. You're trying to do that. Let people arrive to their own decisions. Give them, let them have their, food for thought. Usually I like to, give a person some self-directed questions to keep me up out of it. You don't have to worry about, what Ayin would do. Let them arrive at their own conclusions. Because if not, you'll be all off in left field in whatever they're talking about or doing, and before you know it, you've lost focus. That's what I'm talking about. Then you have those others where, and with the people that I'm about to mention here now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on them because I don't give a whole lot of thought to them. And the reason being is because who cares on why they think, what they think about? But the people that I'm getting ready to talk about are the people who, they have an agenda. And it's not your best interest. It's not in not in your best interest. They are there to serve the purpose of being a distraction. But again, like I said, they wouldn't be able to do that if you weren't biting the bait. I'll give you an example of a very general example of what I'm talking about biting the bait. On the things that I do, and I've mentioned this in another video, on the things that I do, the things that I've accomplished, when I'm doing something or I set my mind out to do something, 9 times out of 10, I'm not looking for an opinion with something, with whatever it is that I'm doing. Unless it's some research and I'm specifically asking a question, because I don't care about what you think. I don't need your approval. I'm not asking for approval, and I make sure that when I'm talking, that's not how I'm coming off. But before we even get to that point, most of the time, I'm leaving the goal or whatever I'm trying to accomplish to myself. I'm keeping it personal because I know how people can be. People will try to, get in where they don't fit in. Giving opinions when you hadn't asked for it. And when you're maneuvering like what I'm about to set up here in this scenario that I'm talking about, when you're operating like that and you're not biting the bait, you have the people, they'll put the bait out there on giving you something to make them cue them in and asking like, oh, well, what do you think? Just like I said, on some of the things that I've accomplished and I've done, a person has just kind of been on the phone and it's been like an awkward silence because it's almost like they're waiting for me to say, what do you think? And the reason why I say awkward silence, because I'm not saying anything. Maybe, it's came about of whatever I've accomplished, and they proceed on with an opinion. And I'm like, okay. Because it's like, I'm gonna give him a little bit here, letting him know on what I think. Let me see if he bites. Let me see if maybe I ain't gets to asking the question. I'll put something out there that's, so skewed and, off kilter. Maybe he'll bite and he'll say, well, what do you mean by that? What, you don't think what I'm doing is up to par? Let me just see if I can get him there. And I don't bite, then they have to proceed on, full-fledged on giving opinions on stuff that I didn't ask your opinion on. Now, I got to go ahead and wrap up the conversation so I can get back to doing what I'm doing. Because I'm not getting ready to get all wrapped up into this with you and be all emotionally tied trying to defend a position of something I don't have any business trying to defend. That's how you lose focus. This last 2.5 minutes that I've talked about, these other people and this energy that goes into this, that's how you lose focus. That's exactly how you lose sight of whatever it is that you're trying to do. Giving energy to nonsense and stuff that doesn't require your energy. Like I said, in the other video that I did, I'm not trying to get into the headspace of you doing whatever whatever the reason is you're doing what you're doing, because it doesn't make any sense. And it's not conducive to what I'm trying to do. So it doesn't matter to me. You can think whatever you want to think. And a lot of the times, with these individuals that I'm talking about, you only get like one time to do that up with me. Then I just kind of know in myself, next time, keep X, Y, and Z to yourself. Because look how they responded. Back to the topic of this video on this lost focus. Make sure that you're keeping your goals in sight. And like I said, if you haven't seen my videos on short-term and long-term goals, I'm going to explain it here. The reason why you set up your short-term goals is to give you that little satisfaction to keep you chugging along, so you can swallow up the long-term goals eventually. And like I said before, I don't ever want to reach my long-term goals. I always want to readjust them to where I keep striving. I want to keep that carrot dangling in front of me so I can keep pushing harder and keep, being better than my last day. And when I do eventually reach that long-term goal, what I mean by, never wanting to really attain it, what I'm saying is I never really want to attain it. I never want to get that long-term goal and sit on it, grab it, and okay, I reached it. Now there's nothing else that I have to do. When I start, getting within arm's reach of that goal, I'm going to readjust it. I'm going to set up another goal. That way I can keep focused. I can keep my path carved on where I'm headed and what I'm trying to do. And that's what I want to share with you with this video today. Don't lose focus. Keep it in your sights on whatever it is that you're trying to do. The only way that you're able to lose it is by giving in to others, biting whatever they're, baiting to you. They got to have you play a part in it. It can't be all up on them. This is not a finger pointing video on, look, this is what they're doing. That's the reason why I addressed it on, it only works if you bite the bait. So don't bite the bait. Biting the bait eventually causes you to lose focus. If not, lose focus immediately on whatever you're doing. That's all I'm saying. I just wanted to share that with you today. In the meantime, if you have questions, hit me up at aim.kilimanjaro@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer your question in a video. If you hadn't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Follow me on my other social media pages, Facebook Business, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr. It's the whole nine. Okay? In the meantime, stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. My name's Aim. You all have a good one.